Hey everybody, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. Last episode we finished exploring Gilded Vale everywhere but the inn. We have quite a few people we need to talk to at the end, so I wanted to save this for last before we leave the town and set out on some of the quests that we've picked up. Alright, so there's quite a few people in here. That's really cool. I like that lighting effect there.
Of course.
Past guide. Now, if I remember correctly, the speak with the innkeeper, yeah. From that dwarven cook that we saved in the wilderness. So let's talk to Pasca.
Gods keep you.
Hello and welcome to the... Oh, it's you. Tenfrith told us what you did for him. It was such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenfrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. So what would you like? Like a room, reliable help. See what you have for sale. I know that my character's health is a little low, not horribly low, but let's go ahead and rest while we're here. So I'd like a room, please. Certainly, you're always welcome. Alright. Inns allow characters to rest without using camping supplies. Cheap rooms are usually available, but if you have copper to spend, you may consider the more expensive options. The bonuses they provide last for a long time and affect the entire party. Okay, let's do Labor's Rest. Not as much copper, and I like the perception and mechanics bonuses. Oh, recruit adventurers, store, party management. From the party management screen, you can see what your allies are up to even when they aren't in the party. If you've assigned them to adventures, you can see them how long it will take. So I'm curious to see, because it says assign them to adventures. So maybe I can send them out on quests and things that I don't necessarily want to go do. Recalling a companion or adventurer from a mission before it's completed will forfeit all the potential rewards for that assignment. I guess I'll learn about that later. Alright. Let's do Laborer's Rest. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Oh, that's creepy. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. So, quick little thing about me. I hate the undead, zombies and that kind of thing. Like, the surest way to creep me out, this is creepy as hell. Most silly parts. Watch her. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Oh, that was the woman you talked about, okay. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. You know, he did tell me to check her pockets before. Alright. Well, that was creepy as hell. Do these guys have anything cool to say? Good to see new faces around. Feels like the village gets smaller by the day. Anyone seen Pearly around? Oh, Pearly's dead, guys. He got killed by a bear. Some kind of brown slop is congealing in these dishes. It smells burnt. Maybe that dwarf is not the best cook. Maybe I shouldn't have helped him. Alright, hey, okay, so Just a quick recap from last time. We met Trumbull and Swainer last episode in the windmill, arguing about grain. Trumbull asked us to talk to Swainer and see if we can resolve the feud between them. So Swainer's here, so I'm going to talk to him in a minute. We've got an Orland server. Hey, I'm an Orland. Want to be friends? Don't think you can turn up and take my place. Oh. Apparently he doesn't want to be friends. Thought this place was going under in the owner lift, but it's held out. Nice and dry in here. You'd think these rains would be a boon for the crops. Alright, so these gold guys, those are those weird... I don't know if they're dead or they're souls or what. But I'll talk to them in a second, I guess. We'll talk to Swainer.
God's key.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. Smells like it too. Trumbull says you've been threatening his family. I saw you outside of the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's king of the town on account he's got the mill to his name. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off their crops. That's what it's fucking about. Now shove off. What if I buy you all around? Will you talk to me then? Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, and might be I'll feel up to trading words. Alright. Hey, Pasca.
Hail, traveler.
Is Pasca a girl? Pasca's totally a girl. There's totally boobs there. Alright. I'd like to buy around. Fine fellows, you're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swainer from the inn entirely. Until then, it's 6 copper pieces for the lot. Here you are. Just take care of them, they're a hot-tempered bunch. Ooh! Alright, before I talk to these guys again, I'm gonna level up real quick. Since both me and my wizard friend have leveled up. Alright. So we've got our skills. Let's have some athletics and survival, because I haven't put anything into those yet. Scouting has been really important for... Let's see. I have an odd number of points right now, and that makes me grumpy. I feel like mechanics are still just like way more important than anything else right now. That uses all my points. Okay. Alright, rogue abilities. Let's see. Blinding Strike. Inflicts extra damage and blinds the target. Reckless Assault. Dive into battle without a second thought. Increases accuracy and weapon damage. Escape. Break engagement and expertly avoid the next attack. That would probably be handy. And Dirty Fighting. One per encounter. Let's pick up Escape, because I've been getting into some tight spots. No new talents. Alright. Rebear level 3 Rogue. And Ayla. Let's level him up. Oh, he really does he looks so funny. Alright. You are useless at sneaking and jumping. Wow. Alright. I don't really need you to have mechanics. I've got all the mechanics ever, but you need to be better at, like, doing stuff. I guess I can give him a point mechanics since I have an extra one. Alright. Wizards have access to a variety of offensive and personal defense spells. Unlike priests and druids, wizards learn individual spells that they store and cast directly from their grimoires. Grimoires can only hold 4 spells of each spell level, which motivates wizards to keep multiple grimoires for different needs. Every 2 levels, wizards gain access to an additional set of spells. However, they can automatically learn 1 spell of any level they can access each time they advance. Wizards also have the options of learning spells from grimoires they find or buy. Initially, their spells can be cast a limited number of times per rest. As wizards gain power, their weaker spells eventually shift to per encounter. Oh, that's cool. So, dude, he has so many spells. What's Binding Web? I like that. Alright, I want that one. First one I click on and I want it. Infused with Vital Essence. Infuses the caster with Vitality. That doesn't help my party, man. That just helps you. Ray of Fire. I like fire. Bro. Get that fire. Ayla, level 3 wizard. He looks like a complete tard. Alright. So we have leveled. We are rested. Let's talk to Sweeter. I brought drinks. Hey, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Blackhound ship beer. Gods, that's good. Alright then, you've got my attention. What is it you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against the wall. Maybe you can ask some of the other villagers for help. Maybe you could tell me more about what's going on. Tell me more. It's like I said, the miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folks like Alfra pay half what we do. And maybe we've been a bit rough with him, but what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying. We're gonna starve, and do you think Trumble's gonna be sorry about it when we do? So I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here, because Alfra, he already said that he's helping Alfra out because she's pregnant, and that's Kalisha's sister, and I liked Kalisha a lot. And these guys were kind of being buttheads. But, there's no sense threatening the miller, dude. You're right. Things go on like they are, and we're just gonna end up hanging from that tree out there. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pasca needs a hand around the inn? Aww. I resolved it peacefully. Okay. Drunkard. Let's talk to the drunkard. And who are you then? Another fool come to answer Radrick's invitation? Our great lord had my sister run out of town after the boy was born. She was the only family I had left. Not sure where she is now. Blazes, I need another drink. Aw, poor guy. Anyone seen Pearly around? Yeah, I know. Pearly's dead. He got eaten by a bear. Sucks to suck. Oh, that's our cook friend. Let's go back here. Wow, that's a little grotesque, man. Gross. Hey, Tenfrith. Ah, it's you, my savior. It's so good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most closely guarded secrets, my dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. A savory pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Ooh, okay. Did you actually, give me the recipe, dude? Sweet pie. Cocoa, sugar, fruit. I have nothing I can cook. I wonder if, Pasca has ingredients I can buy for cooking. Do you have anything else to say? I'll name a dish in your honor. That doesn't help me out, man, but I appreciate it.
Hail and well met.
I could use some reliable help. Do you know of anyone looking for work? Well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time if you want to hire someone. Let me see who I have to work with. So I'm not sure what this does, so I don't want to do that until I know for sure. Alright, so I can buy camping supplies. I'm pretty sure I'm already at my max. I can buy some potions, food, ale, beer, milk, cheese, grain. Really? There's no like ingredients or anything like that. Okay. I need to like get out of this dump and find some place with better shops and stuff, because this town is just freaking me out, man. Okay. Carouser. What you carousing about? Grab a drink, friend. Not much else worth in this town. Says the woman from Thine. Hey, we said we wouldn't mention Thine. Yeah, we just had this conversation, guys. Roaches scatter and flee under the crates. Cool! Okay. More crazy shadow dudes. Ah, this place is gross. Hey, it's the Black Hound for the Black Hound Inn. What you have to say, Black Hound? This hound stares intently at the cover window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. Pet the dog. He's happy. He probably misses his owner, man. Bones are covered in tiny bite marks. That door leads outside. We already know that. This is probably the room I stayed in guest. Please leave me be. I am full to sickness with what I have seen of this place and its people. Me too, man. Me too. Crammed behind the books is a drawing that shows Aethys and Lord Redrick in a compromising position. Alright, so...
Yes.
Free Bear.
The better part of valor.
Can anybody see you? No? Let's do some thieving. Ooh. I unlocked. Oop. I just took all of it without even looking at it. Duelist hat. Oh man, that looks fancy as hell. Is it because I'm sneaking? No. Why is all my stuff grayed out like that? That's weird. Oh my god. That is the best hat. Except it takes all my hair away, and that's kind of weird. What does it look like on this guy? Do you look cooler with the hat? No, you look just as stupid with the hat. I want the hat. Hell yeah! I'm digging this color scheme thing. Oh my god. That just made my whole day.
I'm here.
Okay.
Hi?
Ayla, get the hell
Sure.
over here. Oh, it's so awesome. Alright, let's talk to the creepy shadow dudes. Dustlock Najatep. You see a man soar through the air, hitting a nearby wall with a nauseating crunch. He doesn't get up. His attacker, a burly, clean-cut warrior with a carnivorous grin, turns and shoves his fist into the stomach of another assailant, removing another from the impromptu brawl. The bar is a whirlwind of elbows, knees, fists, and feet with no end in sight, and he is in his element. In the corner, three smaller men speak quietly, throwing malicious glances at the larger man in the center. He breaks a chair over a tattooed head, cackling. The trio position themselves in three parts of the room, and with a terse nod they charge. Unfortunately for them, the man sees them coming. Something in his eyes burns brightly, and all three sump to the ground in an agony that's all in their minds. The burly man bows to room of the unconscious and incapacitated before sauntering out, off-key whistling, trailing behind him. Well then, someone's a badass. Shane Shakes Mulrian. You see an emaciated boy in chains, black holes for eyes, staring sightlessly at a wall. A man in a dark coat walks in, a scroll and an oddly shaped quill in his hand. The boy glances at him expressionless, a corpse waiting for animation. The man clucks at him, disapproval clear in his tone. The boy stands, limbs hanging. The man takes the quill and begins to write on the boy's chest, copying sharp, angular symbols from the scroll. The child doesn't flinch as the quill digs into his skin, drawing blood as it goes. The wizard finishes with a flourish and barks some arcane command, setting the symbols to glow dully. The boy cries out, knees hitting the stone hard, his chest burning black and red. Finally, the glow disappears, leaving only hard black scars etched into his skin. He slumps sideways, twitching, eyes facing the back of his skull. The wizard grunts, kicking him on the leg. On his way out, the boy lies on the floor until dawn, eyes still black like holes, twitches growing into convulsive shakes. That would be why they call you Shakes, bro. And Sila Emin. Wow, Sila, you got a pretty long story. You see a long, empty road cutting through two large crop fields. The air is silent, and the land seems too still for early afternoon. This woman walks slowly on the road, leading a horse, curiously looking around. She seems to sense something wrong, but is unable to discern what it is. She stops, sniffing at the air, her nose high. Her brow crinkles as she casts about, looking for something. The air is clear, no clouds. She sniffs again, still looking around, confusion clouding her face, mouthing a single word. Fire? She looks out across the fields, her confusion turning to fear. She holds her hand up to block the sun from her eyes and scans the fields again, not finding what she was looking for. She jumps onto her horse's back, the fear quickly becoming panic. She kicks, sending the horse shooting down the path, which bends around the same trees to where the farmhouse should be. She pulls up short, horror now in residence on her face as she stares at the burned and charred mess that used to be her family's home. Tears well in her eyes as she kicks again, racing to the rubble. Wow. All right.
How may I help?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Easy now. Of course.
Yeah, ain't no way no one's not gonna notice me if I steal that stuff. Okay, so we have these other two soul dudes.
Of course.
And then I think that's it for the inn. So let's talk to these guys. Strom Brightblade. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. The man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out to each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly, and hits the target dead center, much of the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near the practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Losing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is a sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he loses his last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. I think Strom thought he was gonna miss, man. Glad he didn't. And then Selena Vertivo. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can into the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to anyone who will listen, anyone heading out on the high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Bruh. Alright. I'm still trying to figure out if these people are actually here. Because they're not all, like, weird and shadowy like some of the people. But I don't really have any clear indication to know. Alright, that is it for the inn. Next episode, we're gonna go talk to Trumbull back at the windmill. I got some tools to go some climbing, so I do want to go check out those ruins, and we have a couple of other quests I want to start working on. Thanks for watching.